Hello and welcome. I'm glad that you're here today with me, Sarah McLean, and we're going to be meditating together. And it's always a little different depending on what day you join me, what's going on in the air and the vibes. And I think today I'm going to just get back to some basics, and we'll be talking a little bit about self-inquiry, actually practicing self-inquiry. I know some of you who've been following me for a while know exactly what it is. But a self-inquiry is a practice where you ask yourself a question and you might not necessarily answer it the same way you might answer a question on a questionnaire. It's a way of turning your attention inward and asking the deepest part of you questions that you might not be able to put in a search engine, although you could try it and see what they come up with. But questions that have to do only with you and your software of your soul. And so we'll be doing a self-inquiry practice, which is done silently. And we'll also be practicing the heart-centered breath. Now, I often ask people to do this, and you can do this with me if you like. If someone asked you to point to yourself, where would you point? Would you go like this, 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 this? This. Many people, when they are emphatic, let's say, and talking about an opinion or something they're feeling, they often go, I'm feeling this way. I am experiencing this. I want you to know that. And they point to the I right here into that spiritual center, into that spiritual heart space. So we're going to be focusing initially we'll be just settling the body. And then we'll move to the heart-centered breath. And you can either put your hand on your heart during the heart-centered breath, or you can simply imagine that the heart or the heart space is opening and expanding with each and every breath. And then after that, we'll ask ourselves a few questions and then move into a practice that's a breath-based practice. So first off, I'd love to remind everyone about the 5 essentials to meditation. I was reading a little bit today about self-compassion, and self-compassion is probably the most important thing when you're meditating, is being kind to yourself, recognizing that even though we're all seemingly individuals, that we're having and sharing these common experiences of gladness and pain and sorrow and excitement and connection and inspiration, and every single one of us has this full spectrum of emotions. And so being really kind to yourself, even if you're having a difficult time in life or in meditation, I'd say that is essential, is to remember that everyone has the same doubts and hopes. May not be exactly the same, but certainly the same longing for connection in some way, shape, or form. So number one, I'm going to say today is be kind to yourself. Number two, if you start to notice that you have no idea what's going on in the meditation, you don't even know what I'm saying, or you're off on your own daydream, it's perfectly fine. You can continue to daydream, but that's not meditation. If you wanted, though, you could bring your attention back to the meditation again and again and again. And this is really the training of the brain, is to be able to be in control of what you're paying attention to and how you're paying attention. And we practice doing that in meditation. So when the mind wanders off, I think of it as a puppy. When it wanders off, it's curious about this, that, or the other thing, I bring it right back here, coming back gently and easily to the practice. So be kind to yourself. Thoughts are okay, but when you notice them, bring your attention back if you want. Third, don't try to have an experience you're not having. Let's say I suggest that you do a heart-centered breath, and you might not feel a thing. You might say, this doesn't feel like anything. This is not what I should be feeling, but that's okay. Don't try to feel something you're not feeling. Instead, let's deeply experience what is happening right now. That's mindfulness, isn't it? To be fully engaged with what's going on while it's going on, rather than pretending something else is going on. So don't try to have a certain experience. Don't pretend you're having an experience you're not having. Let go of expectations. That's the fourth one. I know many of you have been here with me for years, And let's treat each meditation like a brand new one, shall we? And, let's treat each moment like a brand new moment, because in reality it is. This moment, hey, you've never experienced this moment before. And one of my favorite sayings is, you never know what's going to happen next. You never know what's going to happen next. Anything can happen. And so I'm always excited about that possibility. And lastly, let's stick with the whole practice, because the benefits of meditation really show up because you've meditated. And when do the benefits of meditation show up really and truly? When your eyes are open and you're walking through your world. That's when you might feel more calm or more positive or more enthusiastic or more creative or more spaciousness between stimulus and response, or a little less engaged in drama, your own or somebody else's. So with that being said, I invite you to get comfortable. Find your comfortable spot where you are. And we'll be meditating for about 20 minutes. I'm going to be keeping track of the time. So some people like to keep their eyes open. Others like to gaze softly to the ground, and others like to close their eyes. So whatever you are comfortable with, I invite you to do that. And at any time in the practice, you can shift your posture, you can move, you can open your eyes, you can scratch an itch, and then settle back down again. Because sometimes the stress that we release in meditation can be physical. You might have some shaking or some twitching or some heat or some agitation. Is perfectly fine. Just come on back when you feel like that's passed. So let's begin. Let's begin by bringing the attention to the world that's around you. And if your eyes are closed or lowered, let's start by tuning into sounds. Stepping into this moment, experiencing this very moment, this brand new moment, through the sense of sound. Welcoming everything you hear. Letting go of preferences and even labeling. Experiencing each sound as if for the very first time. Listening to the sounds of the sounds and the silence that the sounds may arise from or return to. And as you do this, practice welcoming everything. Setting aside your preferences and your labels. Simply being with what's here now. Now turning your attention to the visual experience you're having, whether your eyes are open or closed. And with that same welcoming experience or attitude, simply welcome whether your eyes are closed and you see the light coming through your eyelids. You have some visual activity behind the eyes, or even if your eyes are open, seeing everything as if for the first time. Welcoming everything and resisting nothing. And that same beginner's mind, bring your attention to your body. Noticing the subtle sensations of simply sitting here in this moment, this brand new moment. Inviting your face to soften, your shoulders to lower. Let go of any tension in your torso and let your belly soften. And feel the support that's underneath you right now, underneath your feet or your seat. And turning your attention to the way the body moves. Maybe you feel where your body begins and ends. Or where the clothing rests on your skin. The way the air feels as it moves in and out of your lungs. And tuning into the more subtle aspects of what you're feeling. Noticing the subtle differences between the inhale and the exhale. Maybe you notice the temperature or the pauses at the end of each. Maybe you can even sense some energetics. As you inhale, perhaps you feel the energy move up in your body, or maybe it grounds your body. With a curious beginner's mind, you may notice that and also notice the subtle sensations of the exhale. Which way does the energy move in your body? With the inhale and the exhale. And if you don't sense it, it's perfectly fine. You might feel the energy moving up and down. And notice if you can experiment with the energy moving as outward and expansive on the inhale, contracting a little bit on the exhale, expanding your whole energetic body around you on the inhale. And with each exhale, letting go of any stress, tension, concern, or worry. Inhaling love, inhaling peace, inhaling possibility, or whatever you'd like to invite. Bringing your attention now to the heart center, to the heart space. Imagine that the breath is now moving in and out from this center point of you. However you notice it, whether you notice it in the front body, the entire body, simply imagining the breath moving in and out from this heart space. As you keep your breath natural and easy. You might have a sense that the area of your heart space is opening like a flower. And if you get distracted, you'll notice how easy it is to refocus right back to your heart center. You can even imagine a light or a warmth getting brighter and brighter. And we'll begin now to ask ourselves a few questions silently. There's no need to make up an answer, simply an inner prompting, because at some point the answer will meet the question. The first question is, who am I? Who am I really? You can ask yourself a few times. No need to make anything up. Simply bask in the question. Some people see or feel or hear an answer right away, while others just get a sense that's echoing and will return at some point. Who am I really? Returning to the breath, the heart-centered breath, being sure your body's relaxed. You can ask yourself now, what is it that I really and truly desire? What do I long for in my life? This could be a personal desire. This could be a desire in the way you want to live. Nothing is off the table. Ask yourself, what do I truly desire? What do I long for? Letting go of that question, inviting one more. How can I best love myself? How can I best love myself? Letting go of that question and any answers that may have met it. Let's tune back into the way the breath moves in and out of the body. Again, tuning into the subtleties of the breath, the expansion on the inhale, the letting go on the exhale. And inviting with each inhale now, the sense that love is here now. Your attention is love. And anything that you experience in this moment is love meeting love. Love meeting the love of sounds. Love meeting the sensations. Your attention, if you like, you can imagine it as totally loving and loving whatever it rests on, even if for a fleeting moment. Noticing if you're leaving anything out, or if you're able to embrace everything in this very moment. Welcoming everything and resisting nothing. Inviting the experience of love on the inhale. Letting go of any tension on the exhale. And now as you inhale, inviting the experience of serenity. With each inhale, feeling the serenity in your body, in your experience. And on the exhale, letting go of any tension, any resistance to being serene in this moment. And we'll make a subtle shift now to inviting appreciation, appreciating everything that crosses your senses, that shows up in your mind, sensations in your body, the sounds you're hearing. With each inhale, inviting appreciation, even for your breath. With each exhale, letting go of tension, grievances, complaints. Inhaling appreciation, exhaling whatever doesn't serve you. And as we begin to come out of the meditation, I invite you to keep your eyes closed, keeping that attitude of appreciation as you tune in now to maybe what you're experiencing visually and appreciating that. Noticing what you're feeling physically and emotionally and appreciating it. Bringing that sense of appreciation now to you, to your commitment, creating more peace. And bringing your attention now with appreciation to the sounds in your environment. And bringing your attention once again to the heart center. And asking yourself, what am I committed to today? What vow can I make to myself? What intention can I set for the rest of this day? Perhaps it is to continually be reminded to tune in to the love that lives through you as you, to the serenity that's always here in this moment. To appreciate each and every brand new moment. I invite you to deepen your breath a little bit. Maybe do a few shoulder rolls with your eyes closed. And before opening your eyes, get a sense of being right here, right now. There's nowhere else to be. This is it. When you feel like you are fully embodied in this moment, serene, loving, and appreciative, I invite you to open your eyes. Again, welcoming everything you see, everything you hear, and even imagining that your attention is love. So whatever you set it on or set it upon, you're loving. So thank you for joining me today. You can open your eyes whenever you feel like you'd like to do that, all the way. I hope you're feeling better. I am. That was yummy for me. I hope it was yummy for you. Thank you for joining me. And as the Sanskrit word namaste means, I bow to the divinity in you that is the same divinity in me. And my version of it is, I bow to the love that lives through you as you, lives through me as me, and lives through everything. So thank you for joining me today. I'd be really interested to hear if you even remember those questions, right? The first question is, who am I? Who am I really? The second question is, what do I really long for? What's my heart's desire? I phrase them differently because one might resonate more with the other than the other. The third question is, how can I best love myself? Which, all these questions are lovely and best to ask you. You can ask other people, but you're the wise one. And the last prompt really I asked maybe you consider is, what is your vow for today? What is your commitment? What is your intention? So my intention, and I always have to remind myself, is, well, I have a few, but one is to continually remember the power of my attention, because what I look for, I will find. And to recognize that I'm the one who's looking. So I get to choose what I want to rest my attention on and what I want to be influenced by. And the same goes for you. So I'd love to hear if you want to put it in the chat. For those of you listening to this recording, I'll read those too. And thank you for joining me today. I'm going to stop recording now and we'll invite questions or comments.